Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Talk with Jeremy. I'm your host, Jeremy. And this is the first time I think I'm actually recording an intro to the episode, and that's because something exciting has happened today. So I'm collaborating with a psychological outfit called Better Mental Health. It's a psychological service that offers a range of services from psychotherapy and counseling all the way to psychoeducation. We're offering 15 free one-off counseling sessions to 15 people, lucky people who will indicate interest. I'm curious to see how the turnout's going to be. And yeah, let's see how many people I get to talk to today and how many people are willing to I guess request for psychological services. All right. Enjoy the episode. I like the fact that you think about other people and think about how to bring positivity and joy to their lives. I read that so much. It's part of what I like to do. You've known me long enough. I'm very big on that. The little thing that you can do for people, especially the little things, because we can get so caught up in I want to do this big thing that you miss the small one that you
I
can't
think
do.
I struggle with big things, to be very honest, because it takes whole planning.
Big things, ni more like yeah. Hello, Max.
Hi, Jeremy.
You the guy that be choke.
Please explain. Thank you.
Explain what?
If you really get it, if you choke. So I
You the guide mentally. I be
mentally.
thanks.
Side note.
Are we there alright?
Side note. When someone asks guiding, just generally, it usually means money. So when someone asks if you the guide, best that comes to mind is if I did on soft or financially. But also, if I the guide mentally, I think I'm great. The last time I did not guide was when was that? Just before April. Okay, no, I think it was 2 episodes. So January, I had this big breakdown because I didn't know if I was going to get my job or get my NYSC, I got those two and I had a smooth sailing. So I started worrying about what I get for my law school results. Then April came and I see my results. And since April till then October, October, I think I'm using smooth sailing. I've not really had to worry about much. Of course, there's just general being in Nigeria worrying, but like, I'm great.
So you know the joke.
No.
And that's lovely.
Love to see
Share secrets. So what would you say has contributed to your guiding? And I mean, I know you mentioned money, but it's not just money, right? I think it says mentally specifically. I think there are people who have money who are also still beset by the world. You know, they still have things that worry them. So, what do you think has contributed to you guiding?
I feel it might sound dissensitive to say, but my choice to guide. It's mental health. When I get it, I never really in control of your mental health situations. I mean, even me as a person, I think I'm one of the people that I could be so excited right now, and the next minute I'm not, and just the very next minute I'm just on this public picture. So it's very hard to control your emotions as a whole. But I tend to make a conscious choice and effort to be happy.
Even in the choice.
Yeah, even in the face of everything. I think I once saw this tweet. One of the people that really enjoy lives are those that have the option or the choice to be happy even in the face of nothing to be happy about. So I really try to embody that. Fewer days are harder than most because I've gotten used to just choosing happiness. Fewer days are harder than most, but generally I really try to enjoy the small things in life and just it makes me happy.
Yeah, so what is happiness? What's happiness to you?
I can't explain it, but it's a feeling. There's this feeling that you get when they give you something for Christmas. The feeling of when you are going through a tough time and someone slips 1,000 naira in your hand, even though it's not going to do anything for you, but the thought, the feeling of seeing your sisters doing well, just generally, the feeling of completing a task in work, the feeling of making someone else that's having a bad day as you're having a bad day just to be happier. So it's hard to really state what happiness is. So because of that, I try to just pick happiness across.
Essentially, what you described with happiness is the emotional reaction to perceived good things happening to you, whether it's kindness, whether it's other people's success. I think that's a very fair way to describe it. One distinction as someone pointed out to me at some point was I felt very mind blowing at the time. And to some extent, still is that happiness is in the happenings, while joy is a bit more, I think, stable. So it feels more um more unaffected by specific happenings. So kind of like weather and climate, where weather is the atmospheric conditions of a place at a time, and then climate is over a longer period of time. So joy feels a bit more
Long term.
deep, more long term, like more grounded, versus happiness that is more momentary and is more fleeting. And yeah, I think I completely understand that. So I guess what are the little things that give you joy? I mean, everybody knows food. If you know this nigga on WhatsApp, it's can I say nigga?
Also,
Flip it.
so what me first of all, what makes happy is food. I think everybody knows that. I could say what about me here is food. I can't explain it to you, but why I'm here is food. Don't worry about
What do
it.
you mean you can't explain it? Is that you've already said it?
Yeah, so what brought me here first is food. So food really makes me happy, and I try to understand. Maybe it's just me, but I try to not just one food, any food, whether I can afford it. Just the thought of seeing the food, the choice that I might eat the food this week, planning for food is my biggest happiness. Then there are different other things.
Yeah.
I like making people. I'm an acts of service kind of person. So when I do something for someone, especially when they need it, even if they don't know they need it, that's really makes me happy. So, for example, a coworker might be going through a very tough spot because of the sheer workload. I know I can't help them with the workload, but just as I leave office, I just give them a brief. You know, that cheerful hug, just bend down, have a good day, and leave. And then they smile. That smile makes me happy. That's what happiness is to me. Sometimes I drive to work. When I'm driving back home on the route to work, I know sometimes I enter along. I know how stressful it can be, especially when at the end of all that, 4 in the back, 2 in the front, you have to pay money.
Bruh.
So sometimes when I pick people, I just pick them and just you can go. I did that this entire week. My parents traveled and left the car for me, so I've been going to work with the car. So when I'm going back home and I pick someone and then I drop them, I even on the AC for them because why you've been through, just relax. When I saw them at Joshua, I'm like, oh, it's fine. You see this joy in their face. They have the money to pay, but the way people are, I never know what their circumstances are. So it's just that joy for the money. Everybody, so I hate being called sir, pisses me off. I don't know why. Just don't call me sir. Call me my name. He did my name. That's my name.
It's called fear of old age. I know what it is.
Old age. Like even in formal settings, I don't like it. It's not even just old age. So, but that's the thing I actually enjoy. I think I'm fine with it. Thank you very much, sir. God bless you, sir. Feed me. Feed me. So yeah.
So if they call you and give you food, would you accept it?
No. Yeah, of course. But when I go to restaurants,
Yeah.
my first intro, as you know, is Happy New Year. First you ask me for Happy New Year, and then I tell you my name. I tell you to come, sir. So I think those are the two things that food per se, making other people happy, keep me and makes me happy. They're spending money. I love to make money, but I love to spend money.
Oh no, I don't like the process of making money. But
no. So I love working. I love hard work and I love working hard. So that makes me happy too. The entire process, it might be strenuous, it might be stressful, but like I said, the completing a task that was given to you, well, that makes me happy.
Yeah, I like to work hard at the things I enjoy, right? And I mean, I think this is a no-brainer, but the process of the fact that I guess how much I'm making is directly tied to how much I'm doing. Like, I don't like that. I want to do the stuff I want to do. I want to get money, but I don't want to do the stuff I want to do to get money.
I think I get that because for example, I like to do photography. I like to do content creation every now and then.
Yeah,
But I don't do it for money. I particularly do not want to do it for money. I don't do that because I enjoy it. However, I'm of the opinion that when you do your work, you should do your work because you love it.
yes, I
So because like what I do for work, I love my work. And matter of fact, I was working there before the money. I don't know at some point. I don't know when I worked for a few weeks. I don't know what I'm going to be paid. I just wanted to work here, and then I started working, and I think that also translates to happiness because I was working so hard, not focused on the money, enjoying the work. Promoted me, and I'm like, oh, okay, and I kept on working. So there's that. So also being rewarded for good things that you do not know also is happiness. But I think I also believe happiness can just flow.
yeah.
So you do something that keeps you happy. It can keep transcending even if you're not aware.
I think so. I think this is one where we enter the territory of joy because I do think that happiness is a bit more transient. I don't think you can be like always be happy.
You know, you can't.
Other than again, I mean, metaphysical semantics. Maybe indeed happiness is also more. I don't think. Okay, fine. To be fair, I don't think any emotion can just last in perpetuity. But at the same time, I do think that joy is what is more descriptive of that feeling of just you go to bed and it hasn't been a good day, but it feels like a good time.
Yeah.
And that is why, especially I think when I was in med school, there are days when I go to bed very exhausted. In fact, oh my god, med school is so far away. There are days when I cook or I finish making a meal and it's not especially exciting, but I think the period I'm exhausted. I've been standing on my feet for a couple of hours and it's not great. But I go to bed and I'm like, this is actually not bad.
Yeah.
I am satisfied in a way that feels in my bones. It's like a good time. So everything you've mentioned, I think you've also talked about how you've unintentionally talked about how you are not unintentionally, you've inadvertently talked about how you're a kind person, mentioning the things that you do, the act of service you should.
Yeah.
And I think
He's a lie, me wicked person. You know, please don't take time.
no be me talk. Roll back the tape. Roll the tape.
I'm an acts of service kind of person.
I like the fact that you think about other people and think about how to bring positivity and joy to their lives. I read that so much. It's part of what I like to do. You've known me long enough. I'm very big on that. The little thing that you can do for people, especially the little things, because we can get too caught up in I want to do this big thing that you miss the small one that you
I
can't
think
do.
I struggle with big things, to be very honest, because it takes all planning.
Big things, ni more like yeah. Well, I know, I feel it too. There's sometimes when I want to go and do something big and I end up not doing anything at all, and that's terrible. Like it's bad because there's this sense that if you is a horse race going on. If you buy into the idea that for every time you get caught by some kind of urge, that it means that there's some what they call it now. There's something, some supernatural or metaphysical force behind the scenes that is urging you. I heard this. I promise I'll tie this back. I read this thing somewhere where someone said, "Oh, a theory they really like is that when you feel sad for no reason, it's because you're mourning the death of someone who no one mourned."
That's one way to put it, but if I'm poor and I'm sad, that's
for no reason.
Oh no, I think it's more than that. I don't think that, because I know one, it can be hormones, it can be just pure mental health.
Yes, it can't be any of these things. Well, I mean, if you decide to attribute it to any of these things, or why not attribute it to this grander, more connected theory of life, where it says everybody's existing within this grand connected tissue, and within this tissue, whenever there's someone who goes unacknowledged, who goes ungrieved, the universe distributes it to ensure that the scale is balanced.
So it sense the balance is not balanced, because
I love it. I like the theory so much. It's eerie, but I like what it means.
Yeah, I think why it confuses me is because there is BM people. How many people are like, why does he reach me so for every sector? Because someone has much more sad than others. Why is he reaching them so many times?
Yeah, but then I guess it's not just for. It's not again, like I said, it's for no reason, right?
Yeah.
That intermittent, inexplicable. The fact that English has inexplicable and unexplainable as two valid words, and then of course flammable and inflammable meaning the exact same thing. Phenomenal. Love that language.
Love that.
Anyway, so.
Just on a side note.
Yeah.
So you know how you said joy is long term?
Mhm.
Yesterday I went partying and I was broke. Like, I spent all my money. I think my sisters did not
Happiness is a choice.
not gone partying.
What is it? What is it?
And I know this was the only opportunity they had, so I took them partying at the risk of being poor. Well, poor is a stretch, but like not having money for a while.
Broke with it, exactly.
Yeah.
QUE.
Broke you. Yeah. So, and I, like, even while I was there, I had finished spending everything. My money is gone, and I'm like, but they're having a time. And I was calling quits. Then someone sent my sister money, and then they sent it to me.
Aww.
So, like you said, perhaps like you can do something for happiness.
What goes around comes back around.
I was like, anyway, it's gonna be, let them have a time, and they did have a time. So yeah, happiness, joy.
I love that. I think happiness. There's a kind of like multiplying effect that shared happy experiences have on the individual.
Yeah.
I think that any moment spent with people that you care about, you love, is multiplied in its like emotional returns to you, and that's why I really encourage people to get together. Like, I love my friends so much. Like thinking about this talk with Jeremy a lot, I am blown away by just how much of an exercise in it takes a village this has been, because it literally has taken a village to get.
Yes, you don't get it takes a village. So to how the person say it, to be part of a village, you have to
be a villager. Oh no, definitely. Like it takes a village to raise a child is the full expression. But in this case, it takes a village to get a project off the ground. I mean, this is my child. Talk with Jeremy happens to be my brain child.
I'm a godfather. Oh my god. Oh my god.
You're not a godfather. You're a fun uncle. A funkle.
I will take it. I will take it.
But yeah, this has been really fun. So I have a couple of questions I usually ask. Sentence blanks, right? And we've talked about this a little bit, but let's see. Let's run through it. First thing that comes to mind once I give the prompt. Okay. Let's have at it. Sometimes life feels.
Sometimes
life feels.
So there's sometimes there for just life is, but sometimes life feels a lot.
A lot is real. A lot is indeed real. I believe
I can change the world. Sorry, that's like you said, first that comes to my mind. I tried to play that just the first.
Not the song, but you know what? I'll take it. And also, that's great. Like, you actually believe you can change.
So, like, the main reason I do what I do, like my work, is my biggest motivation is I want to make some small sort of difference. If not, I could have just chased money or whatever. But
yeah,
I don't want to be the purpose of the difference, to be very honest. I want to be, because if you check who made it, maybe who created it, I don't know what I'm gonna use. Who made the electricity? I don't know who, if Thomas Edison or somebody like that, I don't know. But at the back, the fine print, there's one small name there. I'm okay with that. Very honest, since I was small, I would be happy with second place. People always wonder, but you could have achieved more. I like the comfort of second place without the fame. I don't like the spotlights, but I like the comfort, the money, some stuff, that's really fine by me. And I know maybe I could have put just slightly more effort, but I'm also fine here,
Fair enough. I think not all that glitters is gold. Sometimes it's silver, and that's good too. That's good too. It's unfair that
the disparity of the rich and poor is so high.
Oh my god. See, some days I just think, like, I look at Abuja. No place in Nigeria, I think, exemplifies this worse than Abuja.
I think there are worse places, but it's like
no in Abuja. I mean in Nigeria. Like I don't even think Lagos. No, I don't even think Lagos does.
Okay, no, Lagos. Everybody's teaching. Those that don't have money and those that do.
Yeah, like Lagos has slums, and I think there's obviously the island, there's the bridge and everything, but they are so closely put together, and I don't think there's as much concentration of wealth. Like there's something about Abuja where you have politicians resident here, and they are the ones that have the most money. Like you have expatriates, technocrats, you have businessmen in Lagos, you have foreigners.
Yeah.
In Abuja, you have all of the same things and politicians.
I'm not really a fan of socialists. I'm not a socialist person. I believe in capitalism. Clearly,
I'm a very mixed economy.
Maybe I'm just in the middle. Like yes, the money is great and all of that.
I'm not fully capitalist. Do you believe in the concept of universal basic income?
English, please.
So basically, everybody has a minimum salary.
Isn't that something as minimum wage?
No, everyone has a minimum.
Every single
person has a minimum salary.
No, because unless we live in a
society, a minimum living wage.
I think why that kind of applies, because theoretically every country, every city has different. Well, let's use country. Every country has different realities, so you can't enforce the minimum. Because, for example, the minimum wage in New York, for example, just a minor state in US, well, not a minor state, a major state, sorry, in US could be life-changing for someone here in Nigeria.
Yeah.
And this is even clear. I think last I checked, Seattle in US was the highest payment. Either highest or lowest, I can't remember which. But then
probably lowest. I don't imagine Seattle to be highest.
You'd be surprised. So it's like minimum wage, you'd be surprised. But yeah.
Oh, okay. What they pay?
Yeah, hourly. I know that they do hourly. So it's hard to enforce that when they are just different realities.
Okay, so your take is like your objection to it is like the feasibility of it.
Yes.
So if it were possible, like if we can do a sliding scale that acknowledges the different realities and different economic conditions across board, and there's like a global pool that then using the economic, like the prevailing economic circumstances, does a sliding scale of minimum living wage for different places. So for instance, there's some global pool, right? And then we say for New York, because the cost of living in this place, it is more urban, it's so and so. This is how much it costs to live here, to just exist, get by. This is the amount versus Nigeria. We will then send accordingly to where you are at. So in that case, would you be pro?
I think I'll be pro, but then again, there might be certain. Oh, I don't even know the word is, because if you look at China half of the population are more. I think 80% now own a home.
Yeah.
They own their houses. So, but then it's mostly a communist city. So certain things you cannot really enjoy because of the communist economy, but you can have some basics.
Yeah.
It's fair.
Yeah. Libya.
Yeah. I think same thing like
Libya,
you can't really do this, and that I know some places you can't go above 40 km per hour, or they'll clap your car or something like that. I'm not sure how that works. Get so there's all this disparity, but yes, I think that is what a minimum wage generally is supposed to be.
Yeah.
So you do a scale of the entire country. How much does the citizens need to get by?
Yeah.
At least, but then all of that doesn't usually work. So I don't get the point of the minimum wage when it doesn't really correlate to the realities of living in that state.
I don't understand what you mean by it doesn't correlate.
A minimum wage is supposed to be, this is the amount monthly or hourly as the case may be, that citizens so and so place should earn to get by.
Yeah.
But that doesn't work. Also, that minimum wage never goes as much as even bare feeding. So how does that then become?
Oh no! So what this says is that the minimum is actually not the appropriate minimum.
Yeah,
and which is valid. Like it's a valid criticism, right? I think what our minimum wage by employment, like what you earn from working, is a far cry from what's supposed to be. But the difference between universal basic income and your minimum wage is your basic income is what you earn as a person for existing in whatever state you are. Like you don't need to work. If you work, then you can get more money, and there's a minimum wage for working. So what your minimum wage does is it says this is what whoever is working needs to earn at the base form to get by in their life. UBI instead says this is how much a human being is deserving to just get by wherever they are without working.
I don't. If that, I don't believe that, because money must come from somewhere. Like the way the economy of the world is, and just living. Even during primitive times, those that hunt get to eat more than those that don't. So it's, while some people might say it's unfair because unemployment can't reach everybody just because of the way the world is built and there are not enough services to offer and not enough money to go around.
Yeah.
I get, maybe for the sake of saying, at the risk of being called insensitive for not worrying about those that cannot be employed. But on the other hand, it breeds laziness and entitlements, because let's say this gets being implemented at an average of 18 years old. So I could get very comfortable. All you have to do is just eat 2 times a day and maybe go to my friend's house and watch movie, play games, and that should just be my life.
Yeah, but you see the thing you mentioned earlier about how you started working without the money in mind and you enjoyed your work. Why do you think that in this world where universal basic income is a thing, that there are not people like you who derive enjoyment from?
Because even in a world like this, there are no more people like me. Most people chase strictly the money, which is fine.
Yeah.
You should be paid, and the way someone explained it to me, you should be paid commensurate for the amount of work and effort you put. Great, but you should also enjoy the work you do. So I don't think if someone is being paid, like, more people would rather be lazy. I know, because I love to work hard, but I love to be lazy.
I think and I think this is one of the greatest cons of capitalism, to be honest. The idea that your value is only measured to the degree that you are, I guess, making money out of it, right? Because ultimately, like the sum of capitalism, the end goal of it is to make money. Like value is directly calculated by how much you are bringing into it. And I have a problem with that, because it then says that value or whatever it is that doesn't bring money is not valuable. I think there's stuff that people do, like regular things, and like engaging in activities, like regular leisurely activities, recreational activities.
For example,
Getting together. This, for instance, like this is a leisurely activity that I'm doing. Going out to a park, organizing with people. What I'm doing is unpaid as it is. I'm setting up a camera. I'm spending money to go and do it. But if I thought to myself that I want to do this for the money, and I'm bringing value, I might not. Eventually, my goal is to like not even eventually. Like I eventually hope that this will become more feasible. I don't have enough money to sustain it if it's not. But if I didn't have to think about the money always, I would continue to do this and just do it in perpetuity because I can afford to, and it's valuable. Like it's a value add to society. People are able to come and sit down because they're just moving to society. Friendships and relationships like that they're a bit more difficult, like a bit more tricky. And then there's this space that allows people to just come and sit down and talk. It's valuable without adding, like it's not monetary. And yet, if I have to think about the money, because I still have a job, so I have to think about money to use and sponsor this. But if I could afford to not think about the money and just do this, I would be adding value in the way that I can. While other people who do other things that are more like that bring what's it called? Not even why am I saying other people? Ultimately, like against traction, assuming against traction, people start to look at it as it's what's the word? It galvanizes action. More people start to get on board with this. People are moving in a way that, oh, you know what, this is something that we need to make amazing society. And with attention, as is the case in society, potential of it ultimately comes funding. Like ultimately comes like funds. People come together, like pull together. Just like in the way that I think back in the day, people would come together for like what do you call these things? Like not potlucks, but like potluck type events where they want to organize stuff, a community gathering type of thing. People bring stuff together. I think this is the kind of thing that it can be. Ultimately, like Dave has this theory, and I'm jumping around into it, but Dave has this not theory, but he has this belief that money is not real. What do you want to talk about to them?
Why money is very real?
Why money isn't real? I'm not sure we have enough minutes in this segment, but let's go at it. Why money isn't real? But it's not real.
Poverty isn't real either.
You know what? This is a hot take that needs to be on Subway Takes, but let's have it here. And it's the sense that the current structures that we exist in, the things that we need, or we think that we work for, it's a lie that's been sold to us. Like money, the value of the paper is mental. It's not physical. Like gold is a valuable substance to the degree that we decide that it's valuable, but also because it's rare, right? But money, the paper ledger, is not inherently valuable. We ascribe value to it, and we continue to give our lives and to impute all of this value. I'm still unpacking that, to be fair. It's not a belief that I completely hold true, but the idea that the paper that we hold is valuable, it's not an intrinsic value. Then I have this other view that money is not intrinsically valuable. Like nothing is intrinsically valuable, but that's a different conversation. Anyway, what's the summary of all of this in? It's said that I believe in EBI. I do think that the concerns about like complacency, laziness, I think they're very valid. I think we would have a population where there are people who will definitely not want to do anything, who will just get by, just scrape by. But I do think that individuals, human beings, are ultimately aspirational. I think that they like to do things that make them happy. I think they like to seek happiness. And I think in the seeking of happiness, you unintentionally, even if you're against your own better will, you don't want to do anything. I think you would do things that ultimately would make you connect to people and bring value to society. So in the sense that there will be less people working, I don't think so. I think people will be working, but in different ways that are fundamentally different to how we have society today. I think it will be a radical shift from what we have today. But to the question of like, okay, so who brings the money? I think that people who are a lot more interested in making money, like who are interested in bigger systems. I think interests are wide and varied. I think the people who derive such joy from numbers in a way that I never will. And it's like, you know what? Let's try and organize. But of course, this is very utopic and idealistic. So I'm very I understand that ultimately it won't translate to what I want it to be, and it probably will never happen. This UBI. It was fun to talk about.
So just to add,
Yeah.
I know you meet a lot of people, but I feel like you meet more people that are much more, streamlined, focused, put together.
Yeah.
People that like to meet families, friends, do things that are not leisure per se. That maybe do not need so much money doing.
Yeah.
But the truth is, majority of the population, they would become lazy, just generally. Yeah, I get your standpoints. The do certain things usually. I used to do photography. I love to do it because I don't need to. I love to do it if I don't need to. I need money to sponsor it. I need more get money from it. I mean, I still do it. I take pictures for my friend just because it's my friend. I might do it for a stranger for a while and enjoy it even too. But
Yeah.
the money is a great incentive. And you say, oh, if there's no money, if I already had a basic income, I don't have to worry about it. But like you said, human beings are aspirational. And I think that's where capitalism even stems from. Because at your mind, you'll be like, I did this for fun. But what if I could get money from having fun? So I think at some point, small people would lean towards that end. And I think that's where capitalism, it pisses me off for wins, because with capitalism, you could make money from doing virtually anything, even if it's fun, even if it's strenuous. There is a pipeline to make money from that. So of course it's fun, but still think about the money. And then the truth is, with the money as the incentive, you are much more poised and you are motivated to make that better because you make more. Because take for example photography.
Yeah.
And I started it for fun. All I had was a camera, and it was for fun. But then when someone started paying me and I started seeing, and I was much more exposed, I'm like, oh, I need a softbox.
Yeah.
You put money that you then become better, and the cycle continues, because you say, okay, you need a softbox, you need a ring light, you need this, you need that. But if you are simply doing it for fun, your universal basic income, like you said, it's to live life. You'll be able to scale in whatever sense of it, or become better, or enjoy, or
You can still
make
get
better.
paid for it, son. You can still get paid for it.
Yes, you can
get paid.
But when you have the universal basic income, the entire point is to take, for example, how in the US they give food stamps.
Yeah.
And I know you can also get paid by the government.
Yeah, unemployment benefits.
Yeah, most of those people, quite a number of those people, they stay on the unemployment benefits for a while.
Yeah.
So they realize, oh, they want more. And then you have to live there. Then you go to work. But if you have those people, there are things they enjoyed. I've been unemployed. You have to go to work. You have to get up. You can get up whenever you wake up. Your day starts. You don't have to be dictated by whenever your work starts. So I think there is a trade-off. So I think I'm more of the opinion of, I would like to say choice, but even that, just the thought of it is, like you said, is utopic in the sense of it, because I want to do my hobbies without having to worry about money, but I also want to make money at some point.
Yeah, but the question then becomes like, why do you need money, right, to get stuff you need? And then if you could get the stuff you need without money, would the aspiration then be money? Well, of course, these are, I think there's a broader conversation to be had on this. I think I might even like then edit this one, because this is like a spiritual follow-up to that conversation.
And just like there's also a sense of it that is what we ascribe to money, because just like how we ascribe that dollar is more.
Like literally, if monopoly money, everybody knows that it looks like a currency,
but it's a cryptocurrency.
But nobody looks at it as actually valuable.
Of course, we ascribe, but why? I'm also of the point that we just need money. You need to do that, because before all of this, we had trade. I think trade about that is the earliest.
Yeah, the
form of
trade.
Of trade.
Was it
economy, of exchange. Yeah, and you also had to ascribe value to that, and so maybe it's from that you could have to ascribe value just across the board to every single thing. It's important, because you cannot live a valueless life.
No, I completely agree. I just think that money, as you currently understand it to be, is an interesting subject, and on a different
but in a different life. If they say money moves the world, I think I really hate that saying, but it's very hard to deny.
Yeah, no, I completely agree.
It's very hard to deny, and that's why what pisses me off instead is just the sheer disparity, because it then entails that some people are just naturally moving faster than others. I think that's why I hate that. That's why I hate it.
Oh well,
mind you, it was how many months ago I started getting into responsibility and money and economies, and I used to get all these topics. Hold on.
Final topic, I think. Love is.
Obvious. The word that came to my mind before was influenced by somebody else.
Okay, yeah. Love is influenced by someone else.
No. I said no. What was I going to say? The word I'm going to follow. Love.
Oh, was influenced by someone else.
Yeah. So
Okay.
That
What, love is
didn't feel.
beautiful?
Yeah. It didn't feel genuine.
Yeah, but that's first thing that comes to mind.
The first thing that I've said is love is great.
Love is indeed great. I completely agree with
See,
this.
for various reasons, because the love isn't just one. It's actually love, this emotional love, this real love. But in my own opinion, love across the border is great because
What's the board?
why I feel is great is just because most of the things that have really influenced me or has propagated my life and everything has been love, one way or the other. So love is great.
Last question. I want
Happiness. I'm happy, but happiness can come and go, like we've said.
happiness.
So I really want happiness, and I think why I want happiness is because it entails so much more. If you have money, if you say you want money, okay. If you say you want love, okay. But if you want happiness, you want money, you want a good life, you want a car, you want all those.
So you saying you want happiness entails all the things that make you happy.
Exactly. So that's valid. I think it's more of a need than a want, but maybe need of happiness is like I'm gonna die.
I think this has been a lovely episode. Thank you, Max, for coming on.
Thank you. Before I leave, I would like to restate: this is not the room. You please never see me outside and assume that there is any atom of sense that's living in the deep crevices of my brain.
Self-deprecation is in itself a form of deprecation.
I'm not deprecating myself. I just
That's what you're saying. Don't see me outside and assume there's an atom of sense.
Smart person. I don't know. Maybe it's just
Literally self-deprecating.
okay. My bad.
Thank you. All right. Bye. Curious. Where are you going? But you're going to sit here. Hello, Max.
Oh, me, Max. Say hi.
What's
Like,
call you?
this is how we're going with Jeremy. Room temperature puff. Yeah, the first year I need to hear anybody say that. And those are the headquarters of Caprice One. What's this?
Yes. Yogurt. That's not the yogurt.
Drink back OG brown straw.
Rough Riders, what's up?
Bro, like, why are they going
I
inside?
wish you guys could see this. It's just so Ghost Riders came to town.
Buy your teaser. Buy your shocker.
How much for the teaser do? How much? We need to do this. Sit down back. We need to do this. Sit down back. We need to do that face bump better.